Hi guys, it's Anya back again from Interior Design Hub. So I'm really excited to bring this to you guys today. I got to go on a tour of a company called McIntyre Group, and they actually make moss. Well, they make a lot of other things. They have lots of furniture, Swift Space. They have Ezo board, which is like the #1 product that I've bought from them, but they're now making a product line called Quiet Earth Moss. And I was so excited to go and actually see in their showroom and learn all about moss. All right, so are you ready for it? So I was lucky enough to get a nice sample kit as well. So it comes in this beautiful box, which, I mean, I'm sure that's just for like designers and stuff, but still really cool. And then look, it's got moss in it. Like, how cute is that? Okay, I'm gonna put it up. I have better pictures, but just so you can see. All right, so what I love about the way that they're doing their moss is that they're actually putting it on a Ezo board backer. Now, why this is really important is moss is already a material that's really good for soundproofing. I did mention that in, I believe, another video, maybe. I don't know if I mentioned in the Biophilia video, but it is really, really good for soundproofing. And there is a way to make it even better. So they make this product called Ezo board. Here you go. I know it's a little backwards, but so they make this Ezo board product, and this, as you can see, it's got a thickness to it. So we use this a lot when we're doing spaces that we need to have some soundproofing. So this can be applied to glass, it can be applied to walls, it can be put in furniture panels, it can be hung down on the ceiling. So there's a lot of ways that you can use Ezo board. And Ezo board, really, the entire intention of Ezo board is for sound. So it is a sound dampening product. Why that's important is they're using that as a backer for their moss. So they're actually putting the preserved moss. So by preserved, it means that you don't need to do anything to take care of it. It's ready to go. Like, it's no watering, no nothing. Like, it's the way it is the way it is, and it gets adhesed onto the Ezo board. So then you have not only the soundproofing from the moss, but you also get the soundproofing from the Ezo board on top of it. So, like, just what a genius idea. Some of the facts that I learned today that I wanted to share with you guys is that moss, this moss at least, is 100% all natural, which is amazing. So it's eco-friendly. Also, because it's all natural and there's nothing done to it, but it is preserved, there's no maintenance. It's literally maintenance free. So very much like I talked about in the Biophilia video, I will link that, here somewhere for you guys. In that video, we talk about how good Biophilia is for us as humans. And Biophilia doesn't have to actually be a living plant. It's even being around an image of a plant. This is kind of like next level, right? So when we look at this product, look at my sample. Okay, so it's on the Ezo board. See that? That's how it's attached here. So when we look at this product, this still gives you the benefits even though it's not like a living, breathing plant. So even though you're not getting all of the, air purification that you get with a plant, having moss still does really benefit the users because of that biophilia. And just the visual, the ability to see and be around nature is really a part of that as well. So moss, low maintenance, still all the benefits. And one of the things we talked about when I was on site today that's really, I think, important to note, especially with the climate that we're in right now, is that biophilia is really, really good on mental health. And with that, using something like moss in your work environment or in your home environment, it does help stimulate that positive feeling that we get from nature. So from a mental health perspective, considering using moss in your space actually is a really affordable way to get that biophilia. Use of plants is one, but also use of moss. And I like moss just because, I mean, I love plants. Don't get me wrong. But I kill plants. Which sucks. I mean, I don't want to kill plants. I try not to kill the plants. But plants and I have a very love-hate relationship. I love them. They hate me. It is what it is. So moss, I can't kill it because it's not really living. So moss, for people who do not have a green thumb, moss is what you need to do. So when you want to, one of the things that is important to note too, because I'm saying it's not alive because it's preserved, but it's done with 100% eco-friendly materials. So it's using natural oils and dyes. So that's a really nice thing when it comes to moss, is that even though it is preserved, you're not losing all the benefits, you know, from the eco side of things, from the sustainability side of things, because they're not using like chemicals and stuff to preserve it. So they have quite a few different types of moss. So they have reindeer moss, sheet moss, mood moss, pole moss, and fern moss. Yes, and fern moss. So what's nice about it is that all of these mosses have different textures and different look to them. But there's one that I've seen used in a few different places, and that is the reindeer moss. And the reindeer moss actually comes in all these awesome, really fun colors. And it's a little bit more difficult to maintain in the sense like it can fall apart a little bit easier. So you don't want it in like a high touch zone. But what's awesome is, say you have like a company logo or branding, you can use some of these really fun colors to really give it like that extra edge. And it looks like a living wall, but it's not the maintenance of a living wall. And trust me, I have done living walls. They're a pain in the ass. They look awesome, but there is a lot of maintenance involved. And some companies really don't like having to pay for that because they usually just outsource it and it gets kind of expensive. So this is a really great alternative for doing that beautiful feature wall that has the same kind of qualities of a living wall, but it's not actually living, it's just moss. It's preserved moss. So this here is the fern moss. So kind of cool. So another one that they have, and it's kind of, I don't know, it almost has like a fake quality to it. I don't know. It kind of looks like something, I don't know, out of like Alice in Wonderland. And it has this cool little kind of tufted, so this is called pole moss. And what I like is when you use the different types of mosses together, you actually get a lot of different textures and different like looks to the space. So by incorporating like a bunch of these together, you end up with a really natural, really fun look to it. And I feel like that's what I love about moss, is that you can achieve so many different looks by using all the different kinds of moss. All right, next we've got the fern moss, which is this one right here. And that one is almost more natural looking. It looks kind of like it is a living plant. And then these ones here, they almost look like grass. That one there, these ones, those are called sheet moss. And the nice thing is you can do it like this, where you have something in like a little frame and you can hang that up, or you can create an entire wall of it. So there's so many options with moss on how you actually display it, how you use it, whether you use a small amount in little things. You can even actually, they showed me, they have their acoustic panels that hang from the ceiling, and you can actually have moss on those now too. I love that. So I think why I really wanted to share this product with you, and I will link to McIntyre, Air Sonics, I think is the division for this one. I will link them below, but what I really love about this product is just the overall versatility of it. You're getting that biophilia, you can feel good about it, it's a sustainable product. If you're in Canada, this is made in Kitchener, Ontario. That's fantastic. For us here, there hasn't really been any product lines that make moss locally, so this is just awesome for us. We're able to get now this product in, Toronto, Southern Ontario, all of Canada. You can get it anywhere, but it's made here in Ontario. It's fantastic. I really love this product. I loved easel board already, But this whole moss thing now, that's just next level, not gonna lie. So I'm really excited to share this product with you guys. I know this seems like a sponsored video. It's not a sponsored video. I didn't even bring my camera when I went. I just took some photos. They don't even know I'm making this video, but I wanted to talk about moss because I actually did get a lot of questions when I touched on moss in my biophilia video. So I wanted to kind of deep dive into moss, and like I really learned a lot about it and just how easy it is to use. I think that was the main thing I took away from it. Like, it's just a really easy product to use, and from a maintenance side of it, oh my goodness, like even if you pay a little bit more, you know, for the easel board with the moss, which you don't have to do, by the way, you can just buy the moss, you don't have to have it on the easel board, but it might cost a little bit more doing that way, but because there's no regular maintenance to it, you're really getting that wow factor without paying top dollar of having a living wall, which with a living wall has a continual maintenance to it. Although I love it, and if you can afford to do it, I would say, you know, do it 100%. But this is a nice option. It's an alternative, or it's an option you could do it in combination with. I mean, you're not limited to just one or the other. I think anything green, anything natural in a space is really, really worth looking at. So I really hope you guys enjoyed learning all about moss with me.